I explained to him, I don't know if you know who Michael Cera is, and I
Don't tell me what he said.
I listed your movies. He's like, oh no,
Shit.
and no, it's all right. I mean, I'm not sure he's your audience.
You didn't have like a Google image?
Well, I didn't. I was going to bring him in, but then he showed up. But I think
maybe
you've
seen me on Conan or something.
Yeah, maybe. We can go back out there and perhaps stand awkwardly for a few minutes when he's
I'm
watching.
the guy.
Yeah, this is
anything. If I make this face.
That's a great way to try to
take this off
to figure out whether people recognize you or not. If there's a moment where they're looking at you where they're anything, nothing.
Oh man, the
nothing?
worst is when people say like, "What do I know you from?" and you have to rattle off things you've done.
Right, and then they go, "No, it's from that."
No, it's Zombieland.
Right.
They just insist in the.
No, what's worse is where you do that number and you're sitting there going, "Is this Scott Pilgrim or Arrested Development?" And they're like, "No, the Starbucks. You go to that Starbucks."
Right. I saw you working down at the Starbucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. No, it's not me.
No.
That's the worst where you just kind of you drop all the names and they're like, "No, none of those are it."
People insist that I'm Jesse Eisenberg a lot of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
They argue with you?
I mean, they'll just say like, "Hey man, that new movie looks great. Social Network, I can't wait to see that."
And you're like, "That's not me."
One guy in a convenience store one time said to me like, "Jesse Eisenberg?" I was like, "No." And he goes, "Michael Cera." Yes.
Bing, bing, bing.
He knew it was one of the two. Just couldn't quite differentiate.
I'm hoping that was the end of it. And
yeah.
He just said, "Thanks."
Yeah, right. I just grabbed my 3 bottles of wine and walked away.
You're a walking quiz show. I just came up with an idea for a TV show.
Who is it?
Right, but you just send people out into the streets to find people.
Right.
Is that going to work? Are you in?
Just help me to understand it a little bit better.
It was really impulsive. I hadn't thought it through. It all came out in that moment. There's no backstory to it.
So someone goes out on the street.
Right.
Hollywood Boulevard, where all the stars.
Well, I think maybe you'd have to, right, Hollywood Boulevard,
right.
where all the
on a clear night, all the stars are out.
The costume people are out. No, where you'd have to set it up where they have to go into an environment. Perhaps you have a couple of B-list celebrities, which you're not one of. But and I'm not condescending them. You got to work.
Maybe we should end there.
Is that we're done?
That's going to be the high point. You saying that? I mean, God, I might cry.
Lock the gate!